Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to this webinar, How Utility Companies Are Spending Less Time in the Dark, Outage Management and Fleet Visibility for Utility Companies, sponsored by Wireless Matrix and Millsoft Utility Solutions, featuring a case study by Mid-South Synergy. First, a reminder, please put your phones on mute. There will be a chance to ask questions after today's presentation, but for now, please keep your phones on mute until we are ready for the question and answer period. Then you can unmute your phone and ask a question. In addition, this webinar is being recorded and will be available on the Wireless Matrix website. It will also be available on the Millsoft website as well as the MultiSpeak website. So let's get started. I'm Bob Saint, Principal Distribution Engineer in the Energy Policy Department at the National Rural Electric Cooperative Association. I'm also the Program Manager for the MultiSpeak Software Integration Initiative, and I'll be the facilitator for this webinar. I've been at NRECA for over 7 years now. Before coming to NRECA, I spent 20 years as an engineer at 3 different cooperatives in Colorado. My primary role at NRECA is a technical advisor for the T&D Engineering Committee. I work primarily with power quality and system planning, and also the liaison for the E&O community on cooperative.com, and as I said, the program manager for the MultiSpeak Software Integration Initiative. I will have 3 other speakers during this 1-hour webinar: Kevin Deal from Mid-South Synergy, Brian Carr from Millsoft Utility Solutions, and Barbara Lyon from Wireless Matrix. I'll introduce them as they speak, but first I'd like to say a few words about the MultiSpeak Software Integration Initiative. Next slide, please. MultiSpeak is the industry-wide open standards initiative sponsored by NRECA to facilitate development of software interfaces needed by electric utilities, like we will see demonstrated today. MultiSpeak has developed uniform interface definitions for data exchange among commonly used types of software at distribution electric utilities. We've developed consensus among vendors about details of the interfaces, including data dictionary, data objects, and web services. Next slide. I don't have to tell you about the need for integration in your electric utility. Here's an example of a commonly used software function: customer interface systems and geographic interface information systems, GIS and CIS. For this webinar, I should probably have used OMS and ABL. But in this case, these 2 applications share the same data. In this case, this demonstration, customer last name. So next slide. In order for the 2 applications to be able to share the data, an interface needs to be developed. Slide. An alternative is to use a standardized interface, like MultiSpeak, to transfer the data. Pretty much. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, this piece of data is put in a standardized format before it leaves the application, and the other application is expecting to see the data in that same standardized format. It doesn't matter the data that is transferred is in the standardized format. In today's demo, Wireless Matrix and Millsoft are using the MultiSpeak standard to transfer the data between 2 applications. Next slide. This is the MultiSpeak process model that was used to develop the interface specifications available today. I realize it's very hard to read, but those familiar with MultiSpeak have probably seen it before, and it becomes less confusing if you take the time to understand it. Next slide. To see the service bus architecture arrangement, because often the same data is shared with many applications. This application service bus arrangement eliminates that duplication in definitions that an application-to-application definition has. There's really no difference in the definition, but the bus architecture is what is more commonly thought of these days. You will see multi-speed going exclusively to this bus architecture very soon. Okay, next slide. Well, enough of this about multi-speed. Let's get going with our case study. Next, we will hear from Kevin Deal, System Operations Team Leader at Mid-South Energy. Kevin is the System Operations Team Leader there at Mid-South Energy. At Mid-South, he's been there for 4 years. Deal has become a dispatcher and worked his way up to Senior System Operator, System Operations Team Leader. Kevin leads a 24/7, 365-day operation, which includes 2 12-hour shifts with 5 people in the department. Kevin, it's all yours. You have the controls.
Hi, this is Kevin Deal with Mid-South Energy. We have over 22,600 meters in 6 counties. The problem that we were having is our outage times were soaring. They were going up and up and up, and no real way to lower them. During the day, we have over 37 GPS out there. We have over 37 GPS units out there, and the problem we were having, every time an outage came in, we'd have to call the serviceman on call, and which also took time, and that serviceman may have been 15, 20, 25 minutes away from that outage. And on large outages, we all know that the time's ticking. The solution was, with the help of Wireless Matrix and MillSoft, we GPSed 37 of our critical units, from meter readers to stakers to our bucket trucks. Come on, guys. And instead of having 1 crew in each area, we now had over 29 units to choose from to handle the outages. The first thing we did was get the notion out of our linemen's heads that we had service territories. We told them that they all worked for Mid-South, and they could go from one end of the territory to another. Instead of having that one serviceman in working out of that office, we have over 7 units per office that we can use for trouble calls. Most of them are from construction crews. So you double the people, triple the people for the outage, you can clearly see that the time would definitely go down, and that's what we found. Can everybody map that I'm looking at?
I can see it.
Okay. As you can see, I put in some fake outages in. We have 286 people out, 191 people out, 412 and 663. If these were actual outages, we would send the closest crew, preferably a bucket truck, but if not a bucket truck, any truck will do, to at least ride out the line to see where the problem is at. We're on a 10-minute update on all our units, so they give us an updated location where they are every 10 minutes. Now, this is also part of MillSoft with the crew manager. This is where we set up all our crews.
Is there a reason you use 10 minutes as a update time on your GPS tracking?
It's more cost effective for us to use 10 minutes. Our trucks, during the day, our trucks are usually stationary working on jobs anyway. The only trucks that move a lot are the meter readers and the servicemen running tickets for connect and disconnect.
Are you using radio or cellular?
we have 11 MBS units that